Today we're answering the question, what is the biggest mistake people make in retirement? And I'm going to answer that question two ways. One is before they actually retire. If they're within 5 years of retirement or even 5 years after retirement, okay, so you sort of have this red zone, we call it, the financial red zone, 5 years before and 5 years afterwards. Many people take too much risk with their investments. They get hit with a market downturn that severely impacts the amount of money they can spend. You see, retiring, getting close to retirement, that is a fundamental change in your life. And what should happen is at least 5 years before you retire, you should make a fundamental change in your investment goals. You should move from growth, growing my assets, growing my investments as quickly as possible and as much as possible, to preservation of principal and a reasonable rate of return. Because what you don't want to happen is when you're retired or when you're getting close to losing your paycheck for the rest of your life, you don't want to get into a situation where the market goes down 30, 35%, which it does from time to time, shouldn't be a surprise when it happens, and now all of a sudden you have to cut your income. Before retirement, let's say I'm talking to somebody and they're 45, 50 years old or so, one of the biggest mistakes we see people make is they take on too much debt. They don't have a plan for paying off their debt, and that could even mean taking on debt to pay for your kids' college. I always like to say, if you sacrifice your own retirement to pay for your kids' college, you're going to end up living with your well-educated kids. So make sure your financial plan is taken care of first. So again, for the people that are over, let's say 60 years old, the biggest risk is taking too much risk with your investments. For people that are, let's say, under 50, the biggest risk is spending so much money on other things that you don't save for your retirement. Many times good things, college education for kids and so on, but you sacrifice your own retirement. If you enjoyed this topic and you want to hear more, just click on the link.